Quran controversy. What's the view of Muslims here in the UK? Well, Sky's Mark Stone is at the Baitul Faith Mosque in Morden in South London. Mark.
Anna, I have to confess, I wasn't aware that the largest mosque in Western Europe is in fact here in South London. We're next door to Morden Tube Station. You can see it's a big mosque. It houses 13,000 people at its capacity, built in 2003. It was always going to be a busy day. It is, of course, the last day of Ramadan. Tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world, is Eid. But I think there's added difficulty this year simply because Eid falls on September the 11th. Add to that what this pastor is claiming he wants to do in Florida. I think it's particularly difficult for Muslims around the world. They're not happy with this. Of course they're not. A lot of them are gathering here. We're expecting about 13,000 Muslims to gather here by about 1 o'clock today. Before that, the scriptures. There are going to be priests here from different religions. There will be Catholic priests here along with the imam of the mosque. They're going to hand scriptures to one another. A sign of peace, they say, representing the opposite of what this man in Florida is hoping to do. I'm joined now by Ahmad from the mosque. First of all, give us an idea of what you're planning for this afternoon, if you can, sir.
Well, this afternoon there will be statements made by different faith leaders who have come here together as a show of solidarity against this act, and that will be followed by an exchange of scriptures, as you mentioned, to reflect that we believe that it is far better to learn more about each other and understand and respect faiths than to act in a way that promotes hatred.
We've heard so many times people saying that perhaps this man in Florida should read the Quran rather than burn it. Give me your personal sense of what he's aiming to do.
Well, absolutely. The fact that he hasn't read the Quran and is seeking to burn it tells us more about him than about the Quran. I think the actions that he's seeking to carry out are not condoned by the Bible, they're not condoned by the Quran, they're not condoned by any scripture. So it's amazing that a man who follows religion or claims to follow religion should act in a way that is completely contrary to the teachings of not just his faith, but all faiths.
Now, he has only about 50 followers. You clearly have thousands of followers here. There is a justifiable argument, I think, that perhaps we should just all be ignoring him. You've invited news organisations down here today. You want to get the coverage. Can you just clarify that argument, I suppose? Shouldn't we just ignore what he's up to?
Well, it would be difficult to ignore for a start because of the world today. It's a global village. What happens in Florida is shown around the world. But in Islam, there's a principle that if you kill one man, it's as if you've killed the whole of humanity. So here the act of destroying one scripture is in fact an attack on all scriptures. So it's our duty as people of faith to defend the honour of all scriptures, and that's what we want to do.
And just to explain briefly again this, the handover of scriptures, it sounds like an interesting idea.
Well, it reflects the need to promote understanding rather than hatred, and the fact that we have different faith leaders who are willing to do that and understand the value of each other's scriptures shows that this is the way forward. The acts of destruction are not the way. The world, as our leader has made clear, the world does not need extremism, it needs peace. So we hope that through this act we can promote peace and understanding.
All right, thank you very much indeed, sir. So that exchange of scriptures will happen at about 11:30. We won't be able to take it to you live, but we'll have those pictures for you shortly afterwards. And one wonders, Anna, what the pastor in Florida would make of all this.
Well, yes, indeed. If only we could get out into his mind. Thank you, Mark Stone. Thanks for that. You're watching Sky.